First Rowan TEDx talk. I mean, come on. And we have such a beautiful crowd. Hello everyone, my name is Siena Rampulla and welcome to my TEDx talk. Today we're going to talk about how crazy entrepreneurs are. Some sell everything for their idea, some challenge societal norms, and some bring bags to their TEDx talk. It takes a special type of crazy to be an entrepreneur. Every time something goes wrong in business, I always have to remind myself why everyone doesn't go into this. Entrepreneurs are inventors. We create solutions out of thin air. Not everyone is ready for the challenges. Entrepreneurs go through different struggles, but those struggles become a part of their stories. We're crazy enough to follow our passions no matter how many no's we hear. And if you're still confused, I like this example. Imagine it's your birthday. Your best friend comes up to you, biggest smile on their face, and they hand you a bag. Now you're so excited, you love this best friend, and you start opening the tissue paper. Oh my goodness, what could it be? And it's nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. So you're confused, you might even thank them for the empty bag. I mean, great presentation. And then with a big smile on their face, they give you another bag. So you open it. You're just as excited. I mean, this has to be the real gift this time, guys. But there's nothing inside. So you're confused. Why do you have all of these bags? Your friend leans over to you and goes, "Come to the backyard. I have something for you." Now, reluctantly, you go to the backyard. Your friend opens the back doors and you see it. It's everything you've ever wanted. Your friend turns to you and says, "Now, how could you carry all of this if I didn't give you the bags?" Your bags are the losses, setbacks, and failures that become a part of your story. You wouldn't appreciate the gift if it was in the first bag, and life doesn't work like that. I've started to become grateful for my setbacks because simple advice will not prepare me for this crazy world, but the bags I carry will. Now, for student entrepreneurs, it's a little frustrating. You know, you move social plans for your business, you spend your weekends at meetings and conferences, and you don't necessarily fit in anywhere. To other students, they can't relate to your intrinsic motivation. And when it comes to the business world, you seem too young to be qualified. A lot of the times when students get these bags, they're incredibly confused and frustrated, and it seems like the end of their story. So I'm going to tell you about a startup that was familiar to all of us. It's kind of a smaller startup. Do you know Airbnb? Everyone? Oh, okay. Airbnb was once just like us in our early 20s. They actually couldn't pay rent, first bag, and they noticed all of the hotels were booked. So the first Airbnb guests slept on an air mattress on the floor of their apartment for $80. Now they started winning pitch competitions and fundraising a lot and had their first success at a convention when 600 people booked Airbnbs. Now that was short-lived. All of a sudden after that, people didn't want to book Airbnbs anymore. Another bag. So they had to make political cereal in order to make ends meet. I am not kidding. Obama O's and Captain McCain's, they ended up raising $20,000, but investors still weren't taking a chance on them. Bag after bag after bag. and they weren't getting what they needed. But they needed all of those bags to prepare themselves for their later success. Each one of those founders needed to develop the business acumen to properly fight through failure, and they wouldn't be able to carry the success if it wasn't for the bags. Now Airbnb is valued at $71 billion. Do you think the same guys that had people sleeping on their floor for $80 could handle $1 billion company? Do you think they would have gotten through all of this if it wasn't for the strength of their bags? Now, I know a lot of the times when we see a very accomplished company, we forget that they were a work in progress, just like us at one point. But I am just like you. 3 years ago, I created a women's safety app. We lost our first pitch competition at Rowan, but then we won it the next year, right? So all is forgiven with that, Rowan. Then we were about to launch. We were on TV and we were making headlines for newspapers for our app launch. And the night before, my developer found a bug in the code. We had to push everything back, and that was another launch or another bag. Then our first adopter went and white labeled a product. And after telling us for a year that they wanted us, another bag. So I got all these bags and I'm confused. Everyone loved us and they were flying us across the country to speak about our app. Women were coming up to me and saying, even if there was no app, we are happy someone's fighting for us. So we pivoted our business. We're going into public speaking, hosting events, and spreading the word of safety, and it feels right. But I'm happy that my developer found that bug in the code, because it gave me the opportunity to get my MBA and launch the app correctly this time. My heart and soul were in it before, but now I have my heart, soul, and mind with all of the knowledge that I've gained to be fully prepared for this responsibility. I know I'm not in the backyard yet. I know it's going to take a lot more life lessons in order to get the success that I deserve. However, I would never appreciate the resilience I have today if it wasn't for my existing bags. Now, I wasn't the Siena Rampulla that you normally see when I strutted onto the stage. However, you can ask anyone. I strut a lot in my daily life. I was channeling a woman I saw once. I was walking in Milan down a street of designers, Via Monte Napoleone. My family and I were admiring the works of art in the windows, but the real art was on the street. In the other direction, there was a woman in her 70s. She had this chic, effortless look, sunglasses, a skirt suit, and her arms filled with bags. She strutted those designer bags down that street as if that's the only exercise she needed that day. And I saw it. My future, right? The reason I tell you about how I am definitely going to look at 70 is because life is going to give us these bags no matter what. How we wear them is important. Do you wear your bags as things that weigh you down? Do your bags and experiences make you weaker? If you do, you're wearing your bags like you had just gone grocery shopping in a walk-up apartment, heavy, sweating, and blaming the weight for how slow you are and how long it took you to go up the stairs. Or do you wear them like that woman in Milan? Her experiences made her stronger, and she commanded the energy of that street. How you wear the bags you carry is how you let your experiences define you. Now, at the beginning of the speech, I mentioned 2 bags. All the seasoned entrepreneurs in this room know their bags. So students, I'm going to give you a listening exercise. Go to a business owner, explain the story, and ask about their bags. All of a sudden, these setbacks, the losses, the naive mistakes, and the student life that you're missing out on seems like part of the story instead of the ending. You wouldn't appreciate the victory if the road was easy. When you grit your teeth from so many losses that they start bleeding, a win tastes extra sweet. Tap into that entrepreneurial crazy. You would never be able to carry the success you deserve if you never receive the bags. Thank you.